Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I've got a fun little set of note cards that I've made using the Embellished Events Stamp Set. It's this one here, and as you can see it's got 6 designs and then 5 sentiments on it. I haven't used the sentiments, I've just used the designs, and actually, you know what, I haven't really done a huge amount of thinking involved. I've literally stamped the image and then embellished, and pretty much exactly as it's shown in the catalogue. And I think that's the genius behind this particular set, is that it is designed to have little extras added to it rather than trying to use the stamp set in wild and innovative ways. So I decided I was going to make 3x3 cards because it's nice just to have a card on hand to, for emergency purposes as much as anything. So I've got the ho ho ho. I've decorated this with the rhinestone crystals, which are these ones here, and then I've used a brad from the Brights Glimmer Brads. The champagne glass, just the crystals. The wedding bells, I kind of didn't really know which colour I fancied going with, and because I've used exclusively markers with that, and I wanted to use only the Brights collection rather than using lots, I decided to go with blue. I work in the wedding industry, for those who don't know. I'm a professional makeup artist as well, and blue has been quite a popular colour recently, so that's kind of why I went with blue. Yellow for the little ducky, could be a birthday, it could be a new baby, and you don't know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl that's on the way, so I went with blue, and I put the some of the naturals buttons on this one. They're all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and I decided I thought that was quite nice. And then the birthday cake, I used, I think, every single colour in from the marker set and put those in with just some crystals across there. And then the last one I'm going to do is the flowers here. Let's put those out of the way. And I decided I was going to use old olive cardstock because I want to have it, with a little bit of green. So what I've got here is a piece of 6x3 Whisper White card that I've just folded in half. The backing is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then this one is 2 6/8, so 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I've got my stamp ready prepped. So I'm going to show you how to use the markers. I think I'll do green, and I think I'll do Melon Mambo. So this is Old Olive, and you literally, it's a double-sided pen. There's a thin end and a thicker end, and you would use that if you were maybe doing dot and line writing, so you would use the thin end. Let me write my name and I'll show you how. So you would write Sam on the thin end, and then to dot it up you literally just take the fatter end, maybe slightly neater than I've done, and that's how you do your dot and line. But using the fatter end, you literally come sideways onto the stamp. So rather than using the point, you just use the side of it, and you colour over the bit that you want in that colour. So I'm just doing the flower stems and leaves in the Old Olive, and then I'm going to use the Melon Mambo over the pink flowers, or over the flowers to make them pink, I should say. Turn it round and do the other side. You don't have to be hugely neat, although when I was doing the champagne glass, you can see I've just got a tiny little bit of black there, so maybe neater than me. And then if you've done lots of decorating or lots of different colours, like I did with the birthday cake, there were loads in here, so by the time I came to finish it, the first ones had dried. All you do is breathe on it. So you let the warm air of your breath re-moisten everything. I'm using my grid paper. And then exactly the same as if you were regularly stamping, stamp down, straight down, straight up. And then I'm going to use the vintage faceted buttons, and I want the middle size for these. There's 3 sizes, there's a big one, the middle size, and then a little diddy one. 3 of those with my mini glue dots, straight on the back and straight over, and it's almost like a little magnifying glass really. Straight down there, and then straight down there. If I rummage around for a sponge, I have got a Melon Mambo one ready now. Got to get it out, I thought I was being terribly organised. Where is it? Here it is, it's my Melon Mambo sponge. And all you do is you take your marker And again, just sideways, colour up there, and just sponge the, oh, I didn't round the corners. Let's quickly round those corners off. Let's try that again. So you just go around the edges. I mean, this could be done in the green, it doesn't have to be done in the pink. And I'm going to pop some snail on the old olive. Oh, I haven't rounded those corners either. Rubbish today. Let's do all of this. And I will round these corners while I remember. I like the strength of this little punch. It actually will quite happily go through a couple of pieces of cardstock. A little bit sticking. So, lay that on top. Some dimensionals on the back of this one. Oh, peeled all the backing off those. Oops. Another one there. Take the backing off all of them. And the flower over. And that is a nice little set of 6 note cards made using the Embellished Events Stamp Set, the Brights collection of markers. I did use black in a couple of them, and a few embellishments, and I think it's a nice little set. It's very easy. It's easy to be very creative with it. You might want to do a retro Christmas and, have a different colour, or, a different colour, maybe red wine in there, or a birthday theme, or, wedding bells in the colour scheme of the wedding that maybe you're attending, or you're doing as thank you notes, anything that you like. Put all sorts of different decorations on them, and I think it's a fantastic set. I love this set. And I hope you do too. So if you want to know how to get hold of anything, let me know. I can place and take orders for you, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.